having the T-level students on the ward has been quite a reflective process for all of us. I think sometimes we can be a bit desensitised to kind of what's going on around us in the clinical area, but having somebody that doesn't have any clinical experience or is experiencing things for the first time kind of has made us stop and think about maybe the stuff that we're experiencing through the day and how we manage those things and how we can support somebody else to manage the challenges that we might come across.
Yeah, it sort of reminds us of how we might have felt when we were new as well, which we might not have felt for a really long time. One really big thing is being aware of how we communicate, so the importance of communication. These students, maybe, like we said, don't really have any clinical experience, so Emma and I might talk to each other about stuff and really understand what we're talking about, but they're coming from a very different place with their knowledge and their experience, so being able to communicate effectively with them is very different. So that's taught us a lot about communication.
We've also provided quite a lot of pastoral support to our particular student, which we do with any of our learners really, but it's been a bit of a different experience because our students are obviously a lot younger than the students that we would normally work with, so the pastoral support is probably just a different level of support really, because they're still quite young students, some of them still live at home, so there's the family dynamics, supporting students through that whilst they're also having the experiences of the ward, so it's just a different type of pastoral support.
One piece of advice that we give managers that decide to go through this process is maybe ensure that there's each shift that there's an allocated person that the student can go to and to help support the student through any difficulties they might encounter on that day, just so they don't feel lost or don't know who to approach if maybe any difficulties do arise or any experiences that they really want to reflect on. So have an allocated person at the beginning of each shift for the students.
I think it's also been really important for us to know the limitations of what the student is able to do or not do. We're obviously very used to having nursing degree students that come onto the ward and they have a period of observation, but then if we deem them competent they can do some things unsupervised, but with our T-level students obviously they're supervised at all times, so it's just about knowing what your T student can be involved in and really what might not be appropriate for them. I think it's just important to be realistic about what you might be going into, so there might be some challenges that you come across in your day, and that's okay, and it's just about being aware that you're not going in and everything's going to be neat, pretty, and it's not like what you would see on the TV. It's a bit more grittier than that, and I think just having an appreciation of that might be what you're going into, actually would probably be a really good form of self-resilience for the stuff that you're going to be coming across.
Yeah, and on the back of that as well, in addition to that, I suppose, just be aware that it's okay to have really strong emotions about some of the situations that you might face when you're on shift. Each day is going to be different, so some days are going to be really rewarding and really awesome, and other days you might feel much more strong emotions. It's okay to have those emotions. Just use the support network that's been built around you to process those experiences and to learn from them.